FanaticFord.com. Brought to you by Patrick Eads and his staff at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Great selection of cars, new and pre-owned cars, and they'll buy your car. And in fact, we sold Jan's car there yesterday. Got a really good price and got a check within 30 minutes. They're good people at Deary Brothers Ford. Also brought to you by another good person, Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Mike, he's a good guy. Mike's E-Keys for cars. GT Car and his great crew at Supple's Building and Remodeling. Supple's Flowers, the home of 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. Diamond Dream Sports Academy. Senior Benefits, Premier Automotive in North Liberty, the Oxyoke Inn and the Amanas, Streets Maintenance, doing remodeling and plumbing, Dr. Lance Forbes, Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids, and Big Dog Tech Solutions. Here's Tom Suter and Pat Harty from HawkFanatic.com.
Yes, technically Pat is from HawkFanatic.com.
Yes.
I am from...
You want nothing to do with it.
I am from the earth.
No. How you doing, Scooter?
Doing okay.
Yeah.
Weather's nice.
Yeah, it's supposed to be real nice. And before Karn asks if there's any rain today, a possibility of some little pop-up showers, but no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Well, looking out at the field here, the corn's starting to come up, so that's cool.
Yeah, we got just beautiful weather through the weekend, through the next 7 days, actually.
And then, of course, there's no Iowa baseball or softball at home this week.
No. Well, but you got decent weather anyway.
Yeah. So the softball tournament starts in 45 minutes.
Yep.
With the Hawkeyes in, what is it, Penn State, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. Hopefully the Hawks can win a couple.
I can keep my eye on Big Ten Network on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you don't have it out here. Oh, I thought you Monday you said you did.
We had it on here, and then they raised the price.
Okay.
And then I
know that shocks you.
And so,
okay.
Yeah, I got it on my phone.
So you canceled it between now and Monday?
I didn't cancel it. I just
because Monday you said you had it when I asked.
I thought we had it.
Oh, because we were talking about, hey, we're going to watch it.
Well, they raised the price and they took it away. I had nothing to do with it. All of a sudden, the thing went from 171 to 190, and then I don't have the sports channel.
And then they just messed with their lineup?
I guess. I couldn't find it on... Yeah, I couldn't find it on there. I could call them up and tell them to put it on, if that's...
Well, I'm not going to call it. No, it's no big deal. I just thought it was Monday it was on, and we were going to...
Well,
we were talking about... I heard you guys talking yesterday about how you're going to watch it here in the studio.
And then Steve went and looked to see if we had it, and we didn't.
We didn't have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what pisses me off is, and they're trying to charge us for 2 months now. They come back and they say, how'd you like to pay for 2 months? Why'd you like to stick it? I'm not paying for 2 months. And all of these places are doing that crap. They give you a choice when you get the bill.
Is there a difference in price?
Minimally.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
If I got to pay 191, why would I pay 300 and whatever?
Well, then you wouldn't have to worry about it the next month. If you had the cash, it would be a reasonable.
Yeah, but what if I decide, I decide, screw it, I'm gonna walk.
Because of the TV pricing?
Because of all the pricing.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, I got the same thing yesterday. They updated the thing that we get into computers with. Mm-hmm. And they said, well, how'd you like to pay instead of $800? How'd you like to pay, $1,560? Mm-hmm. No.
I mean, if you had the extra money, it would be something to consider. But
yeah, but it's 2 years. What if I get hit by a train or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? That I'm just giving Tommy and Hunter and Molly. I don't know that they'll miss me that bad.
Oh, I think they'd miss you.
For a little bit.
I think everybody would miss you.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, I'd suggest you stay off the tracks, and then you won't get hit by a train.
Well,
that's a good piece of advice.
Yeah, well, sometimes I don't pay attention, Karn.
Well, life is miserable. But anyway, I was surprised that the softball team is ranked 6th. Remember last year, they were 13th?
Well, they're seeded 6th. Yeah, well, that's because they had a much, much, much better year this year and a much, much, much better record.
And I enjoyed all of it.
Yeah.
So do you think they can win today?
I think they will win today. I, of course, have no way of knowing. And if I did, I would put a lot of money on Iowa winning. But I don't
Well, and then if they win this, they play Nebraska.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, let's hope for the. And I have to do the Bible lesson today, so I will hurry up and do it, and then go home and watch the game.
Well, there you go. Because the game starts at 10.
Yep. I'll be a little late, but I'll be there to see most of it.
Well, that sounds good, Karen.
So anyway, you guys, I'll pray for you, and you guys have a good day.
Pray a lot.
Thank you. And go Hawks.
Yeah. And I'll pray that Steve stays off the track.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I have often wondered how those kind of accidents happen.
People try to beat the train.
Well, why do
and
they
then
do
they
that?
get stuck.
Why
Listen,
do they do that?
I got it. Okay. When was this? This was in the 70s. I was at KSTT. It must have been like 70, 71. And I just got a new Pinto. A Ford Pinto. You remember those things?
Oh, sure. That if you rear end them, they blow up sometimes. Those?
No, those were Fieros.
No. They were Pintos. Swear.
Pintos had the engine in the front.
They did?
Yeah. Oh, I know. Because,
well, I never had one.
Because that hood was open a lot. But anyway, I got this Ford Pinto, and I just got it. A brand new car. It's one of the only. I think I've had maybe in my lifetime 2 new cars, and it was one of them. I usually just buy, pre-owned cars. So I'm taking it to Clinton to pick up a tape that we've got to run at KSTT. And I got a friend with me. And the thing, it's like it's not getting enough gas. It won't get up to speed. And right when it crossed the tracks going into Clinton, on the tracks, it just died.
On the tracks?
On the tracks. Just
Jesus.
Died. We had to get out and push it off the tracks.
My God.
And it turned out to be some. They didn't have recalls then either that I remember, because there was something wrong with the design of where the fuel filter was put on the car, and they charged me extra for fixing that thing. I had a brown one, and Jan had a baby blue one, like a bird poop blue one. Yeah. All metal inside.
I wonder how any of us survived.
Sharp edges. Yeah, really.
I mean, any of the babies and kids, there were no seat belts.
No. No. Hello?
Yes, I heard what you said about Pintos.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was actually the gas tank, if you rear-ended, would explode.
Is
Okay.
that it?
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Because the engine was in front.
Right.
But I remember the rear end explosion controversy, and that ain't good.
Well, Fieros did
No.
the same thing, and they were a little too.
Well, those are
Yeah.
Pontiacs.
Yeah. Yeah, and they had
Yeah,
the
the-
engine in the rear.
Whoever came up with the Fiero, if they bring it back, they ought to be shot.
Well, what about the Vegas?
Yeah, I had a neighbor in Wisconsin who had a Vega. It was okay, but yeah, if they bring the Vega back, I'd shoot them.
Yeah, because those were aluminum engines, and they'd freeze up in the winter.
Yep.
Yeah. No.
Well, I know what they were trying to do is make a
Yeah.
lighter vehicle,
Yeah.
Yep.
but unfortunately,
And the other name that they brought back was the Maverick.
yes.
Yeah.
They made it into a truck instead of a car.
Listen, I had a Maverick. I had a Ford Maverick, and I got it, and it was only 9,000 miles on the thing. And I swear, and I didn't pay any attention to this crap back then. You know, I had the car, and I
Yeah.
drove the car. I must have changed the oil maybe 3 or 4 times the whole time I've had it, and I had 381,000 miles on it
Yeah.
when it died.
Yeah, when my parents had a Maverick, and it was the only thing I didn't like about it. It was like a apple green exterior and a black vinyl interior.
Ew.
And sitting out in the summer, youch.
Yeah.
I'll
You
bet.
couldn't- It could be 100 degrees, and you'd either be wearing jeans or sweatpants to drive that car.
Mine wasn't that bad. It had brown seats and a brown exterior, but that damn thing got 381,000 miles on it.
See, I would get way bored before I had that many miles on a car. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, the car I drive now is a Crown Victoria, and about every 3,000 miles I change the oil. And
yeah, I'm better with cars now. I do that
Yeah.
too.
well, I'm better with cars, but don't ask me to work on the engine because I'm a diesel mechanic.
Well,
I don't. The only gas engine I know about is the old tractors from the 40s and 50s.
well,
I
it
can work on those, but
sounds like you need to update your skill set.
no. I make more money sitting on my butt working on an engine than I do at my other job.
Okay, well, good luck to you.
Good luck. You take care.
Yeah, and my other job is driving a school bus.
Oh. Do you get mad at the
All right.
kids? Do you ever say, sit down and shut up?
Close. I said, sit down, be quiet, and put your seatbelts on. Because the 77 passenger Bluebird bus I drive, they actually are put school seatbelts on them now.
Well, that's good to know. It really is.
All right. Well,
Yeah, and it's actually mandated by the Federal Motor Carrier
Union?
or FCMA or something like that.
okay. Well, you take
Well,
care.
thank you.
Thanks
Yep.
a lot.
You guys have a good one.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Actually, I'm glad to hear that they actually, in at least some school buses, have seatbelts. I've always wondered about that. Always.
I never took a school bus.
No, I never was bused. How about you, Pat? Ever?
Nope.
My daughters were
We walked.
uphill both ways.
Yeah.
Blizzards.
Blizzards.
All right. Okay, well, back to the Hawks. So we got Kylie Feuerbach joining us at 10. Is that right, Pat?
Yeah, and I was just clarifying some baseball stuff. Their game tonight is canceled due to scheduling conflicts. It's a long story, but they got in really late from Seattle. They couldn't stay over in Chicago due to different reasons at UIC's and finals this week and what have you. And Rick didn't want to go and then turn around and come right back, and it just kind of both coaches decided it just wasn't worth trying to get this game in due to coming back from Seattle and having that trip late. And remember, I was questioning why they played that game Saturday at 7 o'clock at night, and I got an explanation, and it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I think it was gamesmanship on behalf of the Washington coaches, the head coach, trying to give his team a decided advantage, because then they turned around and played at 11:30 the next morning. And I'm not making excuses for Iowa, but sort of I guess I am, because normally you play those games in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You just do, out of common courtesy for the visiting team. But it looks like they chose to play at night to try to get an edge, and it worked. And because the ball carries a lot different out in the Pacific Northwest at night. And so it'll be interesting to see if they implement a rule that prevents coaches from doing this. If a team like in Iowa's position, you can't make them play at night. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to play a game that starts at 9 o'clock their time, 7 out there, knowing that they have to turn around and play at 11:30, then travel. It
isn't fair.
But they did it to gain an edge, and it worked. They won the series, and I still think Iowa's probably a little better team, but we'll see. It's too much scheduling stuff built up, and it just made it too hard to play tonight's game. So UIC's saying that it was scheduling it was right. I gave a little more specifics to it. It all started from the trip from Washington.
Uh-huh.
They didn't get back until I believe like 5 in the morning or something like that, Monday morning, or just a long, miserable trip.
Well, those midweek games haven't been doing us any favors either. I mean, we haven't been playing very well.
Yeah, and I have it on good authority that it had nothing to do with Iowa being afraid of its RPI and losing another game. It was just all an accumulation of scheduling conflicts and them being in finals week this week. That also limited their flexibility, UIC. So there it is. But the fact that I brought up that it was odd they were playing that Saturday game at 7 o'clock was not there. It was odd, so I wasn't just throwing stuff up there. But now I know a reason why they were doing it. This coach does this specifically. That's what he's kind of getting a reputation for. He'll do anything to gain an edge, and he uses the schedule to his advantage.
It's a little tacky, I think, but evidently not against the rules.
Not for now. Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
Like I said, it'll be interesting if a year from now they do have some type of rule that prevents that a Saturday game must start, if the team's playing on the road, or was something to avoid having to do what Iowa had to do. Because I just think that's ridiculous to play at 7 o'clock at night and then turn around and play at 11:30, knowing that the team also has to fly from Seattle to Chicago and then bus from, they did it to gain an edge.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Well, it sucks.
Hello.
Hey, just Vine Avenue at Highway 22, going south at the casino. That road's blocked. They've got a semi with a load half in the ditch and stuff. So anyone wanting Vine Avenue south off of 22 going to have to find another route. They're going to be here a while. This is a mess.
Okay, well, thank you for the call.
Hey, thank you.
Well, yes, first with news.
KWPC.
I don't even know where Vine Avenue near Highway 22 is.
Steve might.
It's as you get to the casino, I believe.
I've been to the casino.
So it's one of the...
Yeah, I think.
I've been to the casino 3 times. Once was to interview Dick Vitale, and the other was to interview Fran, and the other I think I went to eat with Feeney. Some buffet like years ago. It was okay.
Well, the buffet's okay. I try to avoid buffets as a rule because I'm ridiculous and eat too much.
The buffet's okay, but the desserts, the pie is sliced piss me off.
Well, you can go back and get more.
But I mean, it's just a little sliver of a pie.
Well, then
it did.
Then get 2 pieces.
And I've never gone back to the buffet.
Or just grab 2 pieces.
Yeah, or
2
3.
plates.
I guess I could have, but then
Or just
you look
bitch about
like
it.
you're a pig or something.
Or would you rather just bitch about it?
I just
5 years
I
later,
just remember
10 years later.
Yeah, yeah. This was a good 5 years ago. Hello.
Yep, Vine Avenue is the old 218 that goes between Hills and Riverside.
Oh, I know.
Okay, yes. Okay, very good. It's actually a beautiful little drive.
Yeah, I've been there. Actually,
Yeah.
I was headed there right after the show. No, I won't be going.
Well, have a good day.
Thanks, Bugsy.
Yep, bye.
Yep, I was planning on going right up and down that highway right after the show.
Or the buffet.
Yeah, to the buffet at the casino.
Yeah. Well, don't go to the dessert tray.
Just
You'll
eat
be
a bunch of eggs and heavy sausage and gravy.
See, I love breakfast buffets.
I don't.
Too much sausage.
I'm
too
not a
much
big
bacon.
fan of eggs sitting stationary. You know,
Well, they don't.
eggs need to
Sit well, do
eggs
they?
need to be cooked and eaten right away.
Well, I agree with that, actually.
Yeah, I've seen hotels, kids putting their hands in the egg trays and
Jesus.
people putting their feet and their elbows, and it's sick.
I almost bought a big container of Utz corn balls.
I've seen those
thought
things.
that would just
Those things would get
freak
gross
you
after a
out.
while.
Oh, instantly.
They wouldn't. If I had them at home and it was just me, yeah, here it may as well go to Chernobyl. I wouldn't touch them here.
We have had that discussion before.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm not saying.
Those are good corn balls.
I mean, I don't mind. I can eat that stuff. After a while, though, it gets old. But I've
Well,
told you
that-
before, I like the cheese puffs more than the regular Cheetos.
No.
I just do. I like them both, but I mean, Cheetos are when I eat a bag of Cheetos, then I may not have one for 9 months. That's kind of how I am with Cheetos. But when I eat it, I enjoy it. They're good.
I love them. I don't eat. I mean, I would never go out grab a bag of Cheetos in the car and just knock them back. I mean, I don't do that.
No, I don't
but-
do. You know,
I haven't had. I've been laying pretty
and like
low
most
on
Doritos, I
snacks.
don't like. Most Doritos and the flavors of Doritos,
You don't like Cool Ranch?
no. Tastes
No,
like
I don't
feet.
either.
I mean, it's sour, nasty. Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm not a huge Dorito fan.
I'm not either.
I like the nacho cheese ones are good.
Yeah, they're okay, but not. After a while, like 2 or 3, I'm like, yeah.
But we were pretty busy yesterday, so last night we hadn't eaten a lot. So last night I went and got Taco Supremes from Taco Bell
You could have gone to Mexico, Lindo, and
Dare to dream, friend.
with the
The sour cream.
sour cream.
you could have got. I went to
You.
Mexico, Lindo yesterday and got. They had dollar tacos on Tuesdays. It's the best. And Shakespeare's, I got something there too. And but Mexico, Lindo has really good.
No, they're real good.
but you could have gotten 6 tacos.
I
for
can't
like
go.
Six.
I can't go in when I had my pajamas on.
Oh, yeah, that's probably.
Or I don't wear pajamas.
So you were naked?
I was on. No, I just sweats and I just couldn't go in.
Great.
That's got to be a pleasant sight.
Yeah.
So those
Jesus.
Taco Bell things had a bunch of sour cream on them.
Not a bunch. No, not a bunch.
God, I bet they were sick.
They were delicious.
What was it again?
The Taco Supremes.
Ugh.
Crunchy. Yeah. Dripping with
That was-
sour cream.
One of my worst nightmares, one of the worst meals I've ever had. Well, in fact, it was one of the
Gee.
5 worst things I've ever had.
Oh yeah, sour cream. The times I've mistakenly eaten it is just.
Just across from my house.
I think the last time I went to Taco Bell at that one over,
Yeah.
I brought it home and I had made the mistake of ordering something supreme and then telling them not, and it was just. It was
If you
sickening.
don't want the sour cream, don't.
I know. I
Just order regular.
Well, the regular. This thing, I liked everything in the Supreme except you just got to tell them no sour cream.
Yes, of course.
And then you're getting all the other stuff but then I forgot
But
to tell
then
them.
they'll always forget and
it's
put
like,
it on anyway.
It's like they make the taco and put all the things, and then they must have some big, like, what do you know, those things?
Yeah, just
Like what they put on cakes. just dripping sour because there was just crap loads of it on there. You could barely see the shell. It was bathed in white, creamy substance.
I didn't have
And I took a bite into it. All I could taste was the sour
I
cream.
did not have that experience.
Couldn't taste the meat, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, none of it. It was just sour cream.
Did not have that experience.
And it was sickening.
I'm with you.
It was sickening, Captain.
Delicious.
Jan deserves better.
She did not eat it.
And I'm not knocking Taco. I mean, I've eaten Taco Bell. I mean, actually, I like it probably more than you guys do. I don't think the gap between Taco John's and Taco Bell is quite as wide as you guys do. But
Well, the difference is the Olays.
Yeah, the tacos are
tacos
basically
are,
the same.
yeah, the Olays. Now I've gone.
The Olays are good.
The Olays are good. Yeah, they are. There's times where I've had them and they're not seasoned. And
So that wouldn't work.
well, I did it carry out. If I was there, I just go, hey. And I just remember one time I brought them home, and it was very bland.
Marco's Tots is
I had them the other day.
Yeah.
basically Olays.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're delicious.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they are, and they give you a ton. And they got that
Yeah.
special on right now for $2.65. You get tots or French fries and a drink for $2.65. So the other day I went in and got that and $1 grilled cheese sandwich. So I got all that food for less than. I go, man, I can't believe I'm leaving Marco's for less than $5.
I did the same thing.
But no, that deal's going on all spring. It's a great deal if you just want a snack, fries or tater tots with a drink for $2.60. Like with tax, it's like $3.
No, it's really well. This supposedly my friend Suter.
What?
Monday I call into work and I just had been at Marco's Sunday night and got a.
I know they said, hey, the old guy
chili
from the
dog.
station came in.
Yeah.
They did say that.
Yeah, and that's the first thing he tells me. I call.
Well, that's what they said to me
when-
just when I was in there the other day.
They said that to me too.
Oh yeah, she said
Older guy.
the older guy from the station was in.
Son of a bitch.
They said I
What?
why had you guys spoken?
Okay, yeah, I'm older than you. Do you think I look older than him? He's only 3
You
years.
put me on the spot. I hadn't really thought about it. I think you both look your age. How's that?
No,
Fair
it
enough.
isn't good.
No, it isn't good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think you both look 15 years younger.
Yeah.
I mean, and why not with the amount of exercise you guys,
that
the amount of
older-
passionate workouts you guys do every day. It's
that older gentleman was in. They could have
That's
waited.
she was not. She was being complimentary. She said you were nice. She just referred you. What did she want? How else does she describe you?
Well, she doesn't have to say that I'm older than him.
She didn't bring up him. She just said the older gentleman from the station came in,
Darn it.
and I had,
Yeah.
yeah. So I didn't.
I didn't say, no, wait a second. Older than what? Older
You
than.
couldn't wait to tell me.
No,
So you're 3 years younger than him.
I am.
Okay. But yeah, no, I don't think she was being mean or anything. I think she was just using her
Being descriptive.
Yeah, she was describing you. I mean, I guess she could have said short, the short guy from the station, but
With the odd hair.
I mean, the short guy from the station who's got KCJJ sweatpants, sweatshirt. Then I would know it was you.
Jesus.
But I think that's funny that she said the same thing to both of us.
She did, and she did. Yeah, I didn't know that she said that.
Yeah,
to
she
you.
said that. Yeah,
That's funny.
She's like, yeah, the older guy was in last night. That's what she said to me.
Well, they're lucky they got really good food.
Well, they did.
I mean, I couldn't even finish the tater tots the other day. I couldn't eat them all.
No.
There was like 25 in my
I've
order.
got them in my refrigerator.
Yeah, I couldn't eat them all. I ended up I threw like 3 away. I just put it in the.
I can eat them all, unfortunately.
Normal, but to that time I couldn't. I usually can eat them all.
Jan said we could revive them, so I put them in the
Their
in the
fries are
fridge.
good too.
Have you had their chili?
I had it
dogs?
one time and it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty hard. And I'm not. It's good, but it's pretty hard to screw up a. I mean, I can go and get a hot dog and get that Coney Island stuff at Hy-Vee and put on it, and it's going to taste pretty good. But no, theirs are good, and they're pretty good size too.
Yeah, the Dairy Queens.
I haven't had. I don't.
By Walmart.
I get ice cream at Dairy
Chili
Queen when I go
dogs
there.
are
I don't.
bad.
I rarely eat there. Dairy Queen is for ice cream. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, but I thought I'll try their hot dog, and I had to take it home and microwave it. It just wasn't.
No.
You know, the saddest thing I've ever heard about Americans, I think, was Dairy Queen introduced a 3rd-pound burger, and it didn't take because Americans thought the quarter pounders at McDonald's were bigger.
We're bigger. Yeah.
Well,
my God.
that pretty much explains where we are.
I learned that in first grade.
Yeah.
Or before.
What, that a third's bigger than a quarter?
Yes.
Yeah. Just like 2/3 is bigger than a half. Hell, I even knew that. That doesn't even take algebra to know that stuff.
No.
But
So, yeah, that's
I've never
pitiful.
had a burger from there. From
Oh,
Dairy Queen.
I will say this. They are good.
from where again?
Dairy Queen.
Are they,
Oh, I maybe have had, but that's not where I go for.
better,
Well,
are they
agreed.
better than McDonald's?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I've never had one.
Well, I don't think McDonald's is very good, personally.
Not really.
That's just
prefer
me, but-
Burger King.
Yeah,
I got to
don't-
get a burger
I don't really do much.
or Freddy's.
I just don't do much fast food unless I'm doing like a
Not often.
hash brown patty from McDonald's. I'll go in and get something, but I don't go to McDonald's. I did get there, made an exception a week ago. I got that new crispy chicken strip thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was $10.46.
I like to go to McDonald's and order the frappe so I make everybody behind me wait.
I've seen those people. It does take forever. You'll see them hand out the tray of 4, and you've been standing in line for 10 minutes or waiting in line.
And you want to push that person
God, I
down?
went into Casey's last night to get, I can't remember what it was, either a can of pop or maybe a 6-pack. And there was probably 13, 14 people in line. They looked like they were mummies. They'd been standing there so long. And there's this old guy dropping pennies and nickels on the counter buying a thing of Swisher Sweets. And I waited there for about a minute and a half, and I'm looking at this kid. He looks like he's in high school, and I look at him, I'm like, and I shouldn't have cussed. I'm like, what the F are we doing here? And I took my stuff back and walked out, and it was one register open, and it's this lady that just loves to talk, and it literally was 10, 15 people deep. It was stretched through the aisle. I couldn't believe it, and I just...
Well, the one on opposite 6 from me, I was going there just because I was in that area.
Well, I go there all the time.
And there were like 3 people outside with Casey's insignias, and they're all smoking, and it just was a plume of smoke.
Well, this had one worker doing the
screw
pizza stuff, and then they did have somebody else stacking shelves, but it just was, I'm sure it was bad. It was just bad timing on my part. And this lady, bless her heart, she does work a little slow, and she talks a lot. She doesn't punch numbers and talk at the same time. She talks and eventually gets to one time she looked at me, she goes, man, you're in a hurry, aren't you? And I'm like, yes, we're at a convenience store.
Yeah,
I'm in a hurry.
Pizza's damn good.
It is.
Yes, it is.
But I even checked that out. Maybe I'll eat a slice of pizza while I'm waiting. And it was down to the threads. There was like 1 or 2 slices left. But it was just,
It's good.
Oh, no, their pizza is good.
Sam's damn good.
Yep.
Monica's freaking great.
We must be hungry.
Yeah.
I'm actually not that hungry right now. But no, it was good to got that baseball stuff cleared up because a lot of people were saying that Iowa was backing out because they're afraid of their RPI suffering more damage. But no, this was just a buildup of traveling woes that happen. And I've been told that the trip, I would imagine the trip to Seattle is miserable for a baseball team that has to travel together as a team, go to Chicago. That's miserable. But that's the world we live
flight.
in. Yeah, that's a long flight. But no, we questioned why they were playing that game on Saturday at 7:00, and there was reason to question it. It was gamesmanship.
What would that be? Maybe a 3.5-hour flight?
I didn't ask this person I was talking to. I would imagine at least from Chicago. But to me, the annoying thing is the bus over. The 4-hour bus trip to and from. That's you get back after playing that 3-game series. You travel all the way back. You're there, and then you realize, oh man, now we got a bus from. That's a long time.
Well, at least they won
the last game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine how miserable that would have been if they had gotten swept.
Yeah. No, they did. They came back at 11:30 the next day, and so. But no, we do have an explanation for why that game was played at 7, and it'll be interesting to see if there is a rule that because I know there's a lot of push by coaches in the league to make it to where they can't do stuff like this. And this is the school of Washington, it appears, that really does it a lot to gain an edge. And it worked.
Yep.
I think they're like 14-8 in Big Ten play now, or something like that, or 15-8, something like that. And
they are.
And I'm not sure if they're as good as their record.
15-9.
15-9.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're going to probably make the NCAA tournament too. I mean, their RPI is higher than Iowa's.
Yeah, it is.
And so, but no, they did that to gain an edge. So, but yeah, we're going to have Kylie Feuerbach on. She's calling in around 10. So should we take a break before?
Yeah,
we can take a.
Yeah, she's calling in. They didn't give me her number. And Tom, you're a big Kylie fan.
I am a big.
You can run this interview.
Be happy to.
And Hawk Mama, yes, I know you can go from the phone to the TV, but not from these TVs.
What's she talking?
Well, I can put my phone on my TV because it's
I figured out, believe it or not, how to do that at a motel one time, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Well, where I could put the game on my phone.
And then we'd all stand over
and
your
then
shoulder
project
and watch the game on
it
your
to
phone?
the TV.
No, I could project it to the TVs, but I can't project it to these TVs. TVs.
It's
because these aren't smart TVs. Is that why?
They're really stupid ass TVs. But they were only $125 a piece.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for.
Yes, you do. Actually, these TVs have been great.
Yeah, they were refurbished. I went to Best Buy, and they've been great TVs. We had Toshibas. We spent
I have a Toshiba at home.
We spent $800 a TV, and they were horrendous.
I bought it from Feeney. It's probably at least 20, 25 years old.
Yeah.
It's a flat screen, smaller.
Working?
Yeah, it works fine. Yeah, it's weird though. It doesn't make noise when it turns on, so you have to wait for it to turn on. Most TVs, like my one TV, it makes this ping sound when you know it's turned on. Yeah. But this one, it's been. I'm just waiting for it to die and buy. Hell, I saw you could buy them for $99.
Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous.
I mean, there was one a 46-incher for $199. That's how cheap they are now.
Yeah, you can get an 85-inch or
I don't have room for that.
I know.
I mean, for my office, I could use a 46. Right now, I'm guessing this one from 46. I mean, this one looks like it's the high 20s or like a 32-inch flat. It's not a big one.
I got a 55-inch that was in the den, and I think it's
that'd be too big for my office.
A little big.
That'd work in my living room.
It fits in the living room.
What I'll probably do is take the one in my living room, move it to the office. That's a 46-incher, and then when I go to buy a new one, because I saw 54 inches for less than $400.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Like $299.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is
how cheap they are. Yeah. So.
And they're real light. You can carry them under your arm out to your car.
Oh, I know. Many people have been stopped at Walmart for doing that same
That's
thing.
called stealing.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We'll be right back.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800-800-ROSE. Remember,
for a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Hertine and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Hertine and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Hertine and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HertineandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
You take great care to maintaining your home or business inside and out. But maybe, just maybe, there's something missing. Something that makes your home stand out among the others in your neighborhood. Something that makes your business pop and increases traffic. Something that you can change and customize at your command. Well, there's a solution, and that's Illuminlight's permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Illuminlights provides illumination for every occasion. Holiday lighting, accent lights, security, and of course lighting for all your favorite sports. The Illuminlights app lets you create your own patterns with color, motion, brightness, and static control over every individual light, or use Big Dog's presets to transform your home or business. The professionally installed track system makes Illuminlight's LEDs virtually disappear until you turn them on. Rated at 50,000 hours, you'll enjoy stress-free convenience for years to come. For more information about Illuminlight's permanent outdoor lighting, go to BigDogTEK.net or give them a call at 319-395-0800. That's 319-395-0800.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen and bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
Hawkeye fans, you love watching the black and gold. You know Hawkeye Black and Gold. As a Hawkeye fan, there are no better colors than the Hawkeye Black and Gold. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson. When you're buying, selling, or refinancing your property, consider the green and white team, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Give us a call at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier, for years. But it's time for something new. It's still where you need to go for deer divots and door dings, as well as damaged dashboards. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Why not say, when your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier? I think Dad's going to love that. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Be a deer and call Premier Auto Body in North Liberty.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy, 20,000 square foot indoor facility, holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams is open to the public.
Our top level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build. The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
When you go to a family restaurant, you want 3 things. 1, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. 2, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And 3, you want to be treated like family. You get all 3 at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. Daily specials at each location, and no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Hi, this is Tiffany at Senior Benefits. Are you confused with Medicare questions, anything having to do with Medicare? I take care of all Medicare customers, people under 65. I also do life insurance, long-term care, cancer insurance. I'm here to help you navigate any questions that you may be having or frustrations and anxiety that you may have with Medicare or insurance in general. Give me, Tiffany Rao, a call at 319-631-4795.
We've said it for years. We want to give you our best price or most competitive price up front, and now Ford's brought that to the table.
Just makes you feel good.
Patrick Eads and Terry Adams with Deary Ford.
It's a true Ford employee pricing plan.
As if you work for Ford or you're a retiree from Ford.
You could walk in and buy a new Ford for less money than I could purchase one for.
I have never seen Ford do a sale like this.
The From America for America event through June 2nd.
Shop Deary Ford, Iowa City.
When we say here for you, we mean it.
It's a great deal.
At the Oxyoke Inn, we're ready to serve you with the same fresh food, prepared to order and served with a passion that you've come to expect for over 85 years. The Oxyoke Inn is serving our famous Sunday brunch buffet with lunch, dinner, family-style banquets, and carry-out daily. Make reservations at oxyokeinn.com or call for big or small tables and private rooms. We can't wait to serve you soon at the Oxyoke Inn.
The Oxyoke Inn.
In the heart of Amana.
From the Hertine and Stalker Studios, in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Hertine and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
I'm meteorologist Brittany Merlot. Partly sunny and pretty pleasant today with high temperatures flirting with 80. However, we do have chances for showers and thunderstorms late this afternoon through early this evening. And they'll leave behind some feisty winds for tomorrow, but it'll be bright and beautiful. However, slightly cooler with high temperatures sliding to near 70. We hold that for Friday too, and even warmer for the weekend. That's the forecast on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Right now, 66 degrees.
KCJJ weather, brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
We are back.
We're officially back?
Yeah.
100% back?
100% back.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, is this Kylie?
It is Kylie, yes.
All right, good enough. Well, joining us now is Hawkeye star Kylie Feuerbach, here with Tom Suter, Pat Harty, and Captain Steve. So, Kylie, let me go first to ask you. I want to go back and what was it with the impetus for you to? I should probably know this, but I don't. What's the impetus that caused you to transfer from Iowa State to Iowa?
Yes. So, it was a little bit of a weird year my freshman year, obviously with COVID going on and everything. But I realized that Iowa State wasn't the right fit for me. So when I entered the transfer portal, everything about Iowa aligned with what I was looking for, and so it was a pretty easy decision for me to make. Probably, funny going from Iowa State to Iowa, but Iowa did truly have everything that I would possibly want. Since then, I've made the right decision. I'm so blessed to be here.
So you're kind of considered by some as a defensive specialist. Who has been the hardest player for you to guard?
Besides Caitlin.
That's a good question.
I mean, is there anybody who you sat there looking at film and said, oh, geez, really?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of players in the Big Ten are really, really good. So every team has their one or two best players. So it's really hard to narrow it down because there are a lot of great players. Wow. I couldn't even tell you.
Well, that's a
okay.
No, that makes sense.
That's an honest answer.
Because I'm thinking there are a lot of good scorers in the Big Ten. I'm just curious, what would your approach be if you were defending against Caitlin? Which I'm sure you've done in practice. And did you guys play together in AAU?
We did, yes.
So what would your approach be? Try to stop her.
Oh gosh, I mean, you just have to try to guard her full court and just hope that she misses. I mean, you can't. She's just that. I mean, she's at that level where you can't stop her because she's going to keep shooting. She's going to make the shots, and if she's not, she's going to pass it, and the other girl's going to make their layup because she has such good court vision. So you just take your best bet with whatever it is. But I mean, yeah, it's insane.
Well, Kylie, how ridiculous was that last shot against Brazil that Caitlin took? I mean, it's insane.
Yes, I'm so glad that happened as her last shot for that game because it's just so fitting of her. I mean, obviously she can make those types of shots, but just the irony of just making it further back from basically the exact same spot is so cool.
Speaking of threes, I mean, early last season you were struggling. But then it just seemed you stuck with it, and by the end of the year when you were shooting threes more times than not, when I'm watching, I'm like, that's going to go in. What happened? Was it mental? Did you make any changes? Because by the end of the year you were shooting really well from three.
Yeah, I definitely say it's mental. I mean, last summer I definitely put in a lot of work, and I know what I am capable of, so it's just that mental block and just, fighting through it. And the coaches and players obviously help a lot when you're surrounded by such positive reinforcers. So just knowing that eventually it was going to fall statistically, they would fall eventually. And, you got players around you just telling you to keep shooting it, and that helps a lot too. And, it's just you get through it, you get comfortable, and the more comfortable you get, you start to realize that's when the shots start falling.
So Kylie, have your coaches given you things to do now? I mean, specific guidelines so that you're ready to go when the summer drills and stuff happen?
Yes, both on and off the court. I mean, on the court, just continuing to grow as an all-around player. I mean, I think I can personally just keep getting better on defense and stepping up even more, and then also just offensively becoming more of a scoring threat and doing whatever I need to in order to do that. And then off the court, being more vocal. I've had such great leaders over the past few years, so I've never really needed to be in a vocal role. We've got great leaders this year and next year, but just kind of stepping into that role and, continuing to lead as I am going to be the oldest girl on the team. So just being a little bit more wise and having that wisdom for the younger girls as well. So
were you always probably leaning towards coming back for this 6th year, or was there a time where you were thinking maybe this past season was it for you?
Yeah, I like to tell people that, that I was kind of probably going to be done, feel my body feels, but I knew, my body didn't feel even remotely close to feeling like I could be done with basketball, and I just kind of wanted to take this season, though, as if it was, my last, and really just take it in with the girls that I came in with my sophomore year, their freshman year, and just really take it in and enjoy the season. But as I was getting towards the end, I was like, when am I supposed to tell people that I don't want to leave? And so obviously when I announced it, I had known probably that I would most likely want to stay, and it was definitely a very easy decision for me.
So were you blindsided by Lisa's decision to retire? Because I think a lot of people were.
Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily blindsided. I think the way they approached it was really good. We get a gap between once Final Four ends to when there's spring workouts. So because the Final Four is so late, you don't get spring workouts. So there was this time off, and then they had a call with us and told us. So I think the way it was approached was really good, and honestly so seamless because we got Coach Jay. So. I wouldn't necessarily say blindsided, but it probably just also helped, like I said, getting Coach Jay.
Sure.
Then.
So, Kylie, what are some of the differences between Coach Jay's approach and Lisa's approach as far as being a head coach?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely similar. I think that's what's so great about this whole entire coaching staff over the years is, like, that culture is so tight. And so what they preach is all pretty much similar, just in kind of different fonts. So, focusing on that, whatever it is, leadership or win, whatever, work hard with integrity, no excuses, or we got next, which is something we really harped on this year. Like, we're so close to the shore. But the way that they coach is very similar. It was really cool getting to actually see firsthand Coach Jay grow over the year.
Mm-hmm.
And she's obviously a phenomenal coach, so getting to see her grow, and then I'm excited to see how now with 1 year under her belt, how it will be next year as well.
It was really cool to watch your team grow this year. You got, started off great. Did super in the preseason, and then you hit a wall and lost 6 in a row. And those 6, you could have easily won all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't win any of them. But your team stayed with it, and you came out just great. How did the coaches help you guys through that period?
Yeah, that was one of those times where, kind of like what I just said, when Coach Jay said that we got next and we're so close to the shore, she had to talk with us, and she was like, "We're so close to the shore, like you can see it." Like you said, those games that we were losing easily could have won, they're 1-point games, 2-point games. And so just knowing and staying confident that we're right there. And, yeah, coaches did a great job at continuing to remind us that during the practices. And huge props to our whole entire team for coming into practice after, losing a few in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can get down and, practice, whatever it is. But our girls just never did that. And that was one thing that really stood out to me this year, was just the resilience and the ability to just continue to bounce back, continue to work hard, and know that we were eventually going to win a game. We knew we were there. And so it was definitely, a slump, but just knowing, we're so close, and that switch was flipped in Washington, and then from then we were just cruising.
There's always a risk when you go for a player in the transfer portal. You guys did with Lucy, but it just seems like she was the perfect fit on and off the court.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct in saying that? Because it just seemed like her transition here was seamless. I mean, she just fit in so nicely with all you players.
Yeah, when I knew as soon as we went to the Top House restaurant for her visit,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew as soon as she was there, before she had committed or anything, that she was the perfect fit. She's just a great person. She works super hard. She's a great leader. Even if she's not even being vocal, it's just the way that she leads by her actions and getting in those extra shots and working hard all the time. But she's a great friend. She's one of my best friends, and I'm so lucky that I got to play with her over this year. It feels like, I wish it would have been longer.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it was a little bit longer just because of all of our relationships that we built with her. But, yeah, she was the perfect piece and exactly what we needed. And, I'm so lucky and blessed that we got her.
So do you think it'll be some of your responsibility to make up for her points? Because, there's about 17, 18 points a game that's missing, and you were scoring a lot more at the end. Do you kind of see this as a chance, I'm going to show what I can do offensively, too. I'm more than just a defensive player.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got a lot of scoring threats, and it just depends on the year and, how it all plays out with, who's on the team. And, yeah, that's definitely something that I want to focus on, is just, that scoring ability. It's there. It's just a matter of where it fits in the program, on the team, and within each game, and just getting a feel for it. But, yeah, I would definitely say that's definitely an aspect for me.
I got to ask you, we've got 4 diehard Cub fans in this radio station right now. Are you you're a White Sox fan, right?
Yeah, that was going to be my next question, the NIL deal.
Can you explain to us what's going on there?
Yes. Okay, so really cool kind of concept that they formed a few years ago. I'm like a Chi-Sox athlete.
Okay.
Pretty self-explanatory, but I can't remember how many there were my first year, but they selected maybe 6 to 10 athletes, all within the Midwest area, but they go to different colleges. And they just basically promote the athlete, and the athlete promotes their brand. So it's just one of those cool MLB, NCAA kind of connections, I guess. So I've been lucky enough to be with them over the past few years, and I've been able to do such cool things like throw the first pitch or be a sweet, go to this I don't know what it's called, 467 Green, I think. We were just there. They showed us the new jersey that they formed with the Bulls collaboration. I went up there for a photo shoot a few years ago. So really cool extra things that you have to do with them, and it's definitely a cool experience. I could see myself going down that route with marketing and sports. So, like, making those connections as well, it was really, really cool.
Awesome.
And you're from Sycamore, Illinois, and I know the Neiman brothers were from Sycamore. And then there's a linebacker on the Iowa football team, Grant Goucher, I believe is his name. I assume, do you know all these people? And what is it about Sycamore, all these Hawkeyes?
I don't know. Our athletic director is a huge Hawkeye fan, which honestly has no correlation at all. But he gets really excited when any of us are going to Iowa. But I really don't know what the relation is. But if I'm being logistical, I think just the location and the way that Iowa is, it's such a great school, and the Big Ten is. You can't ask for a better conference. So everything aligns. You're super close to home.
Yeah. Now, is Sycamore right by DeKalb?
It is. It's like 10 minutes.
Okay, I got to ask. This is a weird question, but people who live in that area, do you guys go to the Oasis like all the travelers do, going back and forth from Chicago to Iowa City? I'm just curious.
No.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Personally, I go to the world's largest truck stop whenever I'm on like that route.
Okay.
But that's way out of the way. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Dumb questions out of the way.
Kylie, I wanted to ask you too. Okay. So few athletes make it to the Final Four, okay? And you were blessed enough to be with a team to make it there not only once but twice. Can you share maybe one of your favorite moments from either of the trips to the Final Four that you had?
Ooh. Aside from the actual games and the wins that we had that were really cool over the past couple of years, I would say just the off-court experiences. I think that's always what, it's bigger than basketball sometimes, and so just the relationships that you build. So just being able to continue those relationships. We have those morning coffee walks, and I'm just, replaying them in my head, just like thinking about those, or all the games we were playing. We had a little game room in each hotel for the Final Four. So just like those little things that are pretty minuscule, but in the long run, like, you remember those the most. And so just all of the memories off the court with the teammates, and then obviously the wins are really cool too. But it's just, it was just such a cool experience, and getting to do it with those girls made it just so much more special.
I got to ask, Adam Haluska makes regular appearances on here during basketball season. He did what you did about 20-some years ago. I'm just curious, did you reach out to him at all while you were trying to decide about leaving Iowa State, knowing that? Did anyone ever kind of tell you about his situation?
No, I did not reach out to him. I don't think we've ever talked. But when I did announce, that transition of me going from Iowa State to Iowa, I heard there's just a lot of, comments and whatnot about him. So that definitely eased it a little bit, just the sense knowing, it's not like it's never been done before. So that definitely made me feel better.
Okay, because, it worked out great for him, and obviously it's working out great for you too. So what are you guys doing right now, like this time of year, as individual workouts? What as a team? What's the main emphasis right now? As the school year is about ready to wrap up.
Yes. So, like I kind of said, we usually get 2 weeks off after season, and the past years we haven't had any workouts because then school's done after Final Four. But this year we had the 2 weeks off, and then we started spring workouts for 3 weeks, which were really fun and really beneficial, just getting in extra work. That was about 2 times a week that we would be lifting. And then now it's the week before finals, so it's optional in a sense. You can kind of schedule in when you want to go into lift and whatnot. And then everybody's kind of doing their individual thing. And then we come back in the middle of June for official summer workouts. And so we get about from now till that, we got that time off. But everybody's going to be doing their own thing, getting in their own work. And so yeah, this is definitely the time to get better in the areas that you want to get better in during the off season.
I got one last question, then he's got one last question too. But it seems like when I watch you, you really enjoy playing on the ball defense. You seem to really enjoy making it hard for the guard to bring the ball up the court. Is that true? It just seems like you really get energy off of that.
Yeah, I love defense. I just think it's so fun, and I definitely am blessed with the ability to be able to guard. And growing up, that was definitely something that both my parents harped on and taught me to do. And so it's just always been something. It's just the little things like focusing. We scout the players so well, or the teams so well. So just knowing their personnel and figuring out what I need to do, and like having that as my goal throughout the game is just really, I don't know, I just love having those goals and those jobs to do throughout the game. And so, yeah, I just love it. I just love defense. I think it's super fun, and it helps when, you kind of start figuring out tendencies and whatnot. But, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, like I said, when I watch you play, I'm like, wow, because some of those guards look so annoyed. They're like, would you just leave me alone? But that's basketball. That's what. And the other thing is they take so much time getting the ball up the court. By the time they get set in their offense, the shot clock's down, and it disrupts. No, it's a huge benefit for your team. And Kylie, again, thanks a lot for coming on. We really enjoyed it. Enjoy this off season, and Tom, take it away.
Okay. Also, before I ask the last question, Kylie, I want to thank you and your teammates. I've been a Hawkeye fan since I was 4 years old, and I'm old now.
Wow.
And I can't think of any Hawkeye teams or sports even that I have enjoyed more than watching you guys play the last 4 years. It's just been incredible, and I wanted to thank you for that.
No, thank you guys.
Gosh, it's amazing. So, okay, now this is an off-the-wall question, and has nothing whatsoever to do with sports. Okay, so here's the question. Okay. Your cell phone rings, you look down, it's Beth Getz, and you pick it up, and she says, Kylie, I need your help. We really got to get some money in here this summer. And I need you, Kylie Feuerbach, to get a band, a singer, or an act to fill up Kinnick Stadium. Who is Kylie Feuerbach going to hire to fill up Kinnick?
Oh, man. Is this like a current teammate, past teammate?
This is, no. Well, you fill up Kinnick however you want to do it, with a singer, a band, an act, a player, however you want to do it. How are you going to fill up Kinnick?
I would fill up, I think I would have to, I'm not sure specific. I feel like we would definitely draw some people in with the country singer to start it off.
Okay.
And then, like that would be like the intro to the whole night. And then I think it could be like a talent show. You get some of your favorite athletes, Iowa athletes, and then each one kind of does their own performance. You've got characters. I think over the years, Monica Sonano's popping in my head. She's a character. I think she would totally do something unique. And if, like, football player, they select a few of theirs, I think if we just had a little talent show, I think that would be kind of cool.
Well, we've had some great answers. We've had some horrible answers. That's one of the most interesting answers we've had.
You're going to tell her what Megan Gustafson said?
Yeah, Megan Gustafson.
Twice.
And she doubled down on it. She was going to hire the pep band, the Iowa pep band, to fill up Kinnick.
Oh, wait. They should start off. Wait, okay, I changed my answer. They should start off the intro, not a country singer. It should be them.
Okay.
Okay, so they can be part of the show.
Tell her about Spencer Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, and Spencer Lee, one of the greatest wrestlers of all times, was completely flummoxed and picked the Pokemon theme song.
That's very fitting of him.
Yes,
he just admitted, he goes, I don't listen to music. That's what he said.
No.
So, well, Kylie, this has been a lot of fun. We appreciate it. It's always fun getting to know you guys a little better. I know our listeners enjoyed it. And again, good luck with your off-season workouts, and we look forward to covering you in your last season as a Hawkeye.
We sure do. Can't wait.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Nice to talk to you guys.
You bet.
Anytime. Thank you, Kylie.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, that was fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I figured it would be. I mean, she's she's not a 17. She's a, 23,
Yeah.
24?
Yeah.
I mean, and she's going to be 5-6 years older than some of her teammates, and she needs to, hopefully
I
she
was
stays.
actually going to ask her how different that is.
Well, she
coming
kind of
in
brought it
as
up. She sort of addressed it, how, I'm going to be a lot older
Yeah,
than...
she did.
And, yeah, she is. I mean, she's a young woman that's going to be... Some of these girls coming are 18, 19. There's a big difference between 18, 19, and 23, 24. To me, more so stuff off the court and then stuff in your head. I mean, she's...
And by the time I was 23, I had finally learned to tie my shoes.
Yeah.
So I was very proud of that.
Well,
big
she's...
difference between 76 and 73, evidently.
There must be. Well, because she could have said the second oldest guy at your station.
But she didn't.
Well, she didn't. She said the old guy from the station.
The old guy.
Well, she didn't say incredibly old guy.
No,
she didn't
she
do
said
that.
the old guy from the station.
It is weird because I remember when I was the kid at the station.
What, 40 years ago?
Yeah,
I remember when I was pitching in Little League.
60 years ago.
I remember when I was pitching in Little League, but I'm not sure what your point is.
You were never the young kid at this station, but you were
No,
a young
not at
kid
this
at a
station.
station.
Yeah. Yeah, 60 years ago.
I mean, you were in your 40s when you moved here, right?
Yeah, 44.
44. Same age as Kirk. And you're both still here.
Yeah.
Who lasts longer, you or Kirk?
Kirk.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because he needs the money more than you do. Is that the main reason?
Yeah. Jesus.
I sure enjoyed Kylie, though. Wasn't she great?
Yeah.
Of course, we knew she would be.
Well, she's fun. And, I mean, they've all been great. I mean, we really haven't had a bad interview here since...
I mean, Spencer Lee was not a bad interview.
No,
It's just
excellent interview.
his answer-
His dad was great.
Yeah, his dad was good. Yeah, his answer was just a little bizarre. I'm going to see about a little Iowa softball update since we don't have a Big Ten Network out here.
Good.
The Nittany Lions are retired in order to start us off. Due up young Bennett Rivera, no update since.
All right.
30 minutes ago, though, Iowa softball tweeted, "Let's rock." That's what they tweeted.
All
And
right.
we've got interesting little kind of a difference of narratives going on out there. I was told that Carl Golan supposedly told the players after the last game that he is not going to be a candidate for the head coaching job. But then I've been also told that if he applies, that yes, he will be. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
And I think he definitely deserves an interview.
I do
if he-
too.
I don't necessarily think he deserves to just have the job handed. They got to do a search, and there could be more qualified people. And if there are, you got to either hire him or consider him. But I think Carl has definitely shown that he deserves the chance to interview for the job if he wants it. But
And I imagine the players that Beth will ask the players their thoughts on that too.
I'm sure, yeah, they'll get a big part of it. But
Yeah.
I just had somebody reach out to me on Twitter saying he told them after the game on Sunday that he was not going to be. But I just wonder if there's a breakdown. I've been told that there's going to be a national search. There has to be. That's protocol. But that he would be seriously considered if he so desires to apply for the job, or whatever. So we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. I don't know if it's necessarily a done deal, and I'm not getting any other update right now.
State and Iowa are scoreless.
That's it. They're going into the second inning, I think, aren't they?
Yes.
So.
Well, we do know, even if they lose, that it's a better showing than last year.
Yeah,
because they didn't play.
I mean, last year they went 6-17.
Yeah.
It's been like I said, it's been one of the more impressive coaching performances since I've been doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Over 30 years. I mean, like I said, Tom Davis stands
And now
above
Penn
all
State's
others.
ahead. They just had a 2-in.
No, that ain't good.
Ew.
That ain't good. That's early too.
No, that is not good. Okay, well, but it's just a long game.
Yeah, see, Iowa hasn't tweeted that update yet. Since sometimes the team that's behind doesn't tweet as fast as the team that.
This just amazes me.
What
the
that I can
technology?
watch. Yeah.
Well, that's There's a thing that for like games that I'm not at, I just get on this. I got this It's called live stats, and
Yes.
it's basically just
Yep.
you can it monitors every pitch, everything. It's incredible how it works. But yeah, no, you don't. I mean, Iowa's really been struggling to score runs. Even in that series against Rutgers, they didn't. I don't believe they scored over 4 runs in any game. Or wait, maybe 4 was the most they scored. And like Carl even pointed out, I think Rutgers actually had more combined hits in the 3 games than
Yeah, they
Iowa
did.
And for them to fall behind 2-0, that ain't good.
No.
I mean, if they lose, if they go there and lose 2 games right away, I guess they could play in that CBI thing again. But to me, almost be happy with what they wouldn't make the NCAA tournament. I mean, I think the only chance they have of making the tournament is to win this or at least get to the championship game. I think that's about their only chance. But this was not being. There's still a lot of ball left to play, but they have just really been struggling to score runs.
Yeah. Well, let's hope they find a way today to.
Well, yeah, I'm going to go
find a
home
way
and
to win
watch
the
it,
game.
and it's I like it when the Big Ten Network has stuff like this on. It makes it so much easier to cover it because
Instead of
I'll probably
BTN+.
if they win, I'll probably write my own story, especially if Iowa wins and they interview players and coaches afterwards. I can get stuff like that as opposed to. But we'll see. If they lose, I'll probably just use Iowa's because if they lose, I don't think there's going to be a lot of people.
Not a lot of interest.
Not a lot of people wanting to read it.
No.
That's the problem. But no, they need to get a couple wins here to build off this
Gosh,
season.
I sure hope they do.
Because if they go there and let's just don't win a game, that's a lot how people are going to remember this season.
Or get dope up.
Even though there's a lot of good that's happened from this season.
And like the women's basketball team, most of the memories from that season are pretty good from last year. And at least for me, the fact that Oklahoma clobbered us in the last game, that's not, to me, wasn't the defining moment of the season.
No, I wouldn't say either. But what would someone say? Would you say the Rose Bowl in 2015 was the defining moment of that season?
No.
I wouldn't either, but it's...
But it was certainly showed that we had
both
reached
were
our
stark
level of incompetence.
Both were brutal reminders of...
We got some work to do.
Yeah, and the fact that there's some better teams than us.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect the women to lose to Oklahoma as bad as they did.
No.
That just snowballed. Football, I didn't know what to expect.
What, were we down 12 at half? Is that?
I can't remember.
Something like that.
But football was never even a contest.
No, after the first play from scrimmage, it was over.
Yeah.
And it looked like, seriously.
And I missed it because I was putting my computer bag underneath my press row seat. And I'd look up and there's what's his name? McCaffrey. Not Fran, but Christian racing to the end zone. I think Fran could have scored on that.
It looked like we were frozen in place, tackling dummies, and Christian just scampered through.
There was the narrative afterwards that Iowa probably picked the wrong size of spikes to wear or whatever. If you're looking for those reasons for why you got boat raced, Stanford was one of the better teams in the. Reminded me of 2002 when Iowa played USC, who was 9-2 at the time, I believe.
Yeah.
But they were the best. I still think USC was as good as Ohio State that year. I think they could have. At the end of the year, I think they were as good as any team, and they were markedly better than Iowa.
We were at least competitive for a half against USC.
Yeah, in the second half, it was not.
Ugly.
It was a demolition. Whereas the Rose Bowl was never close.
No.
And it's pitiful.
Well, the Rose Bowls have been pitiful. I said,
since Evie.
Since Andy Griffith.
As sad as that is.
Andy Griffith was the last time Iowa won a Rose Bowl. They were right in the peak of their.
January 1st, 1959 was the final Rose Bowl.
Well, no, Andy Griffith hadn't even started yet. Andy Griffith didn't start until late 60. So Iowa's not won a Rose Bowl since Andy Griffith came on the air. What do you think of that?
66 years.
You judge everything.
That's
your marker. That's your marker.
You think of that, though. Iowa has not won a Rose Bowl since Andy Griffith came on the air. Does that concern you?
It used to.
Not anymore. Now you're
used to it.
You've learned to live with it.
Yeah.
It's the burden you carry.
Yeah.
So basically, when Kylie Feuerbach was born, it had been 44 years since Iowa had won the Rose Bowl.
I wasn't even in radio yet.
Yeah, now the 60 team, why didn't the 60 team go to the Rose Bowl? They didn't have the tiebreaker.
Lost to Minnesota.
But didn't Minnesota also have a loss? Oh, so Minnesota had the head-to-head
That's right.
advantage.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because the 60 Iowa team, I think they probably would have won the Roseville, don't you?
Probably.
Because didn't it go 8-1? I mean, that was Evie's last team, right?
Yeah.
Because Evie had subbed his. Evie had a 5-4 in there. What year?
He did.
Was that 59?
I don't know.
He did have a 5-4 after the ball got rolling. I bet that sit real well with him. I bet he took that real well, don't you think?
So that would have been the year after Randy Duncan's Rose Bowl.
Let me see. You think Evie took that well, that 5-4? See, I bet he was a joy to be around. I'm going to look that up. I still can't get over that Halloween story.
That was great.
Well, when those kids' candy got stolen, Evie drove up and down Summit Street looking. That is just. Let me see.
And how would he have known who it was?
She's my Facebook friend, Marion.
Marion? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Marion was a great.
Yeah, she's great.
Was a great teacher. We loved her as a teacher.
She's a good guest too.
Yeah, she was.
5-4. Yeah, the team 59 Hawkeyes. Let's see. I've got it. The 59 Hawkeye football team represented the blah blah blah. The team was coached by Forrest Evashevsky and captained by Don Norton and Ray Jock. Ray Jock. Iowa finished with a 5-4 record, losing more games this season than in the previous 3 seasons combined.
Was Olin Treadway their quarterback that year?
I don't know. I don't have. Let's see. Roster. I'm calling up the roster. Let's see. Olin Treadway and with Tom Moore as the backup. Bernie Wyatt was on that team. Bob Jeter, and you think they were calling for Evie's head after that season?
Doubtful.
They bounced back the next year, but no. The 59 team did go 5-4. That was bad for Evie. God, to think they only played 9 games back then.
Yeah.
Now you got. I mean,
now some of the teams play 14, 15 games.
It's just nuts.
It is.
I mean, in Iowa, you're guaranteed 12, and if you have a pulse, you're going to play a 13th. It's just so many games. Yeah, I'm still not in the football mood yet at all.
No,
at all.
No, I have had no interest in reading about the recruits.
I'm actually more interested in the Cubs right now than football. But they lost last night, didn't they, Hunter? I mean, but I can't knock them. They've been a pleasant surprise, and
Yes,
like I
they
said,
have.
that division is not very good.
No, not this year.
It's really not very good. The Brewers aren't. I mean, who do you think's the biggest threat? The Brewers? Probably. And they're not very good. I know the Cubs, barring injuries, they could.
They have an outside shot at hanging on.
I still think 87-88 could win that division. But, yeah, I looked at the score 14-5 last night, and it was extra innings. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, how do you give up 9? What inning was it?
Well, so they would have had to score 9 runs in their half of the inning, then, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's what happened. I mean, somebody, I guess they have a pitcher named Presley, the Cubs do, because he's being ripped on Twitter, so I'm wondering if he must have struggled last night. Yeah, he must have had a bad outing. So, but no, that was fun. I appreciate Iowa helping to arrange that. And so no baseball tonight. Softball going on right now. Should we get an update before we?
Yes.
Look for it.
Before we hang up our.
But do you have the stat thing called up, Captain?
No, I've got the TV.
Oh, okay. Let me see if Iowa softball's. Iowa just tweeted to Penn State is first on the board. Due up, Penn State 2, Iowa nothing. Man, that's a gut punch early. That's going to be tough to come back from.
Yeah, 2-0.
2-0 with Iowa batting here in the second inning. So I'll get home to watch the last 3 or 4 innings.
You know, I don't understand. You're Catholic, maybe you understand this. They're having all the Cardinals taking the oath.
I don't understand it.
But I mean, they're televising it. You know.
Yeah, I don't want to sound. I mean, yeah, I'm a Catholic, and I don't go to church as much as I used to. But I didn't eat meat on Fridays. I still try to practice some stuff, but I don't. Not that I don't care about this stuff. I'm just not interested. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hope they pick a nice. I hope the Pope they pick is a nice guy. Yeah. But hopefully, I mean, I would imagine a guy. I would hope imagine they pick like a really mean Pope. And he just comes out and starts saying you're going to hell if you don't do these exact things. Yeah. Would you like that?
Well, I'm Jewish, so.
What if this means you? And I mean you Jews too. You're not exempt from anything.
See, I thought the last Pope was pretty good.
I didn't mind. Yeah, I liked him, but he was woke. Wasn't he woke?
I liked it. Yeah.
He was woke.
Yeah, I liked
him.
And
his first one from South America too.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Mike, you think they go back to Europe for this next
I don't
one?
know. I watched the movie Conclave, and it was a snoozer. So I can imagine.
What's Conclave?
It was about picking a pope.
Why would you not think that movie was going to be a snoozer?
I don't know. But it was.
I mean, we may as well watch C-SPAN.
Hello.
So the way Penn State got their runs, they had a runner on, and the woman hit a deep fly to center. Our center fielder went up and had the ball in her glove as it was going over the fence, and her wrist hit the top of the fence, and the ball bounced out of her glove and landed on the other side of the fence. So they got the 2-run homer. They got 2 runs on 1 hit.
And that's our friend Tori Bennett,
Yes.
who we've had on. But she's a hell of a center fielder. It sounds like she made a near great effort.
If she hadn't slammed her hand on that pad, if she hadn't slammed her hand on the top of the fence, she'd have made that catch.
Okay.
But man,
Well-
as hard as she went down and her wrist as hard as it hit on there, it would have been almost impossible to hold on because
No, it
she
sounds
hit
like-
that so hard. But man, what a play!
Well, you can't win without scoring, so now they just got to score. Hopefully they can bounce back. Still plenty of
There you go.
time, but next thing you're in that second inning, next thing you know, you look up, you're in that fifth inning. It can go in a hurry. Got to get some runs.
That was a great interview, by the way, guys. I got to meet her down at the casino. She was doing a signing down there.
Yeah, she's a good representative of the university.
Oh, she's really kind. We waited till the line was completely gone and went up and just started talking to her. And she was, you know how if you go to, I've gone to a number of signings for different sports, and some of the guys just seem like, here's your damn autograph. Now
Robots.
please go away. But,
Yeah.
And just have the greatest personality in the world. She's such a nice person.
Well, she just said that she wants to get into marketing, and I could
And
see
she'll
her.
be great
I
at
could
it.
see her working for like the Chicago White Sox in some type of marketing role. I mean, but you
Well,
got
that's mean. Why would you make her work for the White Sox?
because she's a White Sox fan.
That's just mean.
Yeah, she's a huge White Sox fan. She didn't explain to why she grew up a White Sox fan in Illinois. She just
No, she
explained
didn't.
it. So, but no, yeah, she's a big White Sox fan.
We should have put her feet to the fire
Yeah, I
and
guess
made her
we should
answer.
have. Yeah.
Well, anyway, you guys have a great day. Go Hawks. Hopefully we can make a comeback here and go on to tomorrow and play Nebraska.
All right,
I mean, if
thanks,
they lose,
Jerry.
they just go. It's double elimination, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah. They
Oh,
just-
is it?
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
pretty.
so.
I think it is.
I
And
did
I
not
think
know
that's
that.
what. Or maybe I'm wrong. I mean, It
I
seems
thought
like every
that's what-
it seems like every tournament's double
I
elimination.
thought that's what.
No, you could be right.
I know baseball is, but still, you don't want to. I mean, they got to win this first game. But like I said, I'm just worried about their
pairings here.
offense. I mean, their offense has been struggling. I know I sound like a broken record, but
A little bit.
and you don't want them to start pressing either because you know they're kind of in a new stage now. They didn't get here last year, so we'll see. So, but again, no, thanks for Kylie for coming on. It was a lot of fun, and I've been enjoying these Iowa interviews on Wednesday.
Boy, I have too, and yeah, I'm glad we got Kylie. I'm looking forward to talking to Addie Deal too when she gets here.
Yeah, actually, we've tried to get Addie on a podcast, but she just hasn't. I haven't seen her do a lot of. I've seen her do some stuff out there. I haven't seen her do a lot of stuff here, but you know, she's still in high school or whatever. But yeah, no, we'll have.
She is.
But once she's here, you're going to see there'll be a lot of video of Addie Deal from Iowa putting it up on. She'll be. But yeah, no, we'll try to get her on.
Hello.
Hey, guys. Nice interview.
Hey,
Thanks.
thank you.
Ain't she a leader?
Yeah, she's great.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Hey, was she related to that Feuerbach, who was a shot putter way back when?
Al Feuerbach, probably not.
I mean, it's not a real common name, but it is somewhat common.
It's possible.
I guess you'd never say never. Where was he from?
I have no idea.
Al Feuerbach. Well, let's see.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that. Do they spell their? She's Feuerbach. Do they spell their names the same way?
Let's see.
I never would have. I never would have thought about asking. I do remember Alfred. Wasn't he a great shot putter?
Yes, he was.
Did he go to
72 foot.
And didn't he go to college here in Iowa somewhere?
He
I thought
went
Iowa State.
to. Let's see.
I know Bruce Jenner went to Graceland. Now, who
Oh,
is
yeah.
he now? He's Caitlin.
Well, Al Feuerbach was born in Preston, Iowa.
Okay.
Wow.
I think the Iowa profile would maybe say in her profile if she was.
Yeah.
Is he that famous to where they? But I don't think he didn't go to Iowa.
No, I don't believe he did.
Do you have
no.
his Google thing called up?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Where's Kylie from?
Sycamore, Illinois, right outside of DeKalb.
Oh, yeah, DeKalb seeds.
Did you hear what she said about Phil and Kinnick?
No, I didn't.
It was an interesting
She said-
idea.
She said, anybody but Tom Waits.
Oh, Captain. Well, play a Tom Waits song then.
You
let
you want
Go
to
ahead.
you want to hear a Tom Waits song on KCJJ?
Hell no. I heard him give you your wake-up call, Pat, a Steely Dan song
I
this
heard
morning.
that. Yeah, I heard that. Yep. Was it reeling in the years?
Yeah.
Here's
Yes, it was.
somebody asked, is Kylie Feuerbach related to Al Feuerbach? Well, here's the answer. Former shot put world record holder Al Feuerbach is Kylie Feuerbach's uncle.
Wow.
Wow.
I had no idea.
Wow. How about that?
And we
Yeah.
wish-
Is that social media or the truth?
That's the truth.
You should have called in earlier. We could have asked her about it.
Damn. I
I've
didn't
been
even
busy.
think of that.
I mean, why would you think of Al Feuerbach? I mean,
Just because it's
I mean-
rare, kind of a rare name.
I was 8 when he was
Yes, sir.
winning his shot put. Did he win a gold medal? What did he do?
Well, actually, he did, but one of the Olympics he was, we boycotted.
Oh, that's right. Did he go? He didn't go to Iowa. Where did he go to college?
Emporia State.
Emporia State.
That would have been 80, right?
Kansas.
Yeah.
1980.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet he was loaded on roids.
I don't know. We could ask Kylie that when you see her again.
That's a pretty
He's
strong
He's
statement.
the kind of guy you want in your hip pocket in a bar.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
You want him? Yeah, for dark alley bar fight. Yeah.
All right, guys, I got to keep moving.
All right.
All right. Wow.
Bye.
What an interesting twist to this day.
Yeah.
Paul's statement.
What do you think he meant by keep moving?
I don't know.
We don't know.
But yeah, like I said, I
don't
would
believe
never
he
have,
was on Roy.
I would never have thought of Al Feuerbach. I mean, it just. But I do remember him. I do remember I do remember being young and remember him being a shot putter.
He beat Randy Matson's record.
I remember Randy Matson. I remember those names.
Yep.
Didn't those guys sometimes? Wouldn't they also go on like celebrity star like weightlifting? Remember back when they used to have like I remember Gabe Kaplan beating like Sylvester Stallone in like a 200-yard. Remember when
They
they
used
celebrity
to have
stars?
that crap on ESPN.
Track meets, yes, celebrity like Jimmy Walker racing against Gabe Kaplan in the 50-yard dash.
They'd have that on ESPN.
Yes, the Battle of the Network Stars and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
they'd have crap like that, but they'd have that stuff when ESPN first signed on. They had all that crap.
But those guys used to actually. I mean, I remember they showed a 100-yard dash or something, and Wayne Gretzky was in it, and it was.
I watched table tennis when ESPN first.
I remember
signed
that.
on.
Well, they used to have lumberjacks climbing trees.
Yeah.
I'll give them credit though; they figured out a way to. They've sustained.
To make it work.
So another Linda Jean Sexton said was wondering if she was related to Carrie Feuerbach, who used to play for Iowa. Yeah, good question.
And that I couldn't have asked her that because I've never heard of Carrie Feuerbach, so there's no way I could have remembered.
I remember him as a football player.
Yeah, when?
Oh, 70s, I think.
Yeah, I was 2. No, I was like 8. I don't remember much about the 70s Iowa football until the end.
Well, you wouldn't.
Till the end. I mean, my brother came up here in '78 during the low point of the.
Somebody in the chat room, Paul has redeemed himself.
How so?
I don't know.
Buck related to Carrie. Let's find out here.
All right.
Kylie Feuerbach.
The show needs to end.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm typing.
We're looking. I mean, well, no, you keep. But I don't. Do we?
This will be the last thing we do. Is she related to Carrie Feuerbach? And the answer is no, not related to Carrie Feuerbach.
So is Al Feuerbach still alive?
Yep, 77 years old, yeah.
77 years old. Wow.
Yeah, I need him to go into Marco's before me, and then he can be the
Okay, maybe there are... Well,
he is older than you.
Okay, this
Yeah.
was an AI answer, okay? So,
hello.
Take it with a grain of salt. Hello.
Yeah, gentlemen, it's John Balmer. Kylie Feuerbach is married to Alita Cruz, Ari Cruz at Pleasant Valley.
Yes.
And their two daughters played softball at Regina.
Are they related to Pablo Cruz?
But Kerry was a football player. I think he
Yes.
played with Dave Butler back in the day.
I believe so.
Yeah, but no, they were our neighbors. And we actually bought R.A. Cruz's house 45 years ago.
Wow.
I know you wanted to know that little tidbit.
So you can confirm that Kylie and Carrie are not related?
That is correct.
Okay.
All right.
That was a good interview, guys. I really like Kylie Feuerbach a lot.
I do too.
She seems like a real good person.
Really pleased that she's coming back for another year.
And, did you guys know that Kelsey Jones was at Iowa State? Is at Villanova now?
Yes. Yeah, I think someone told me that a couple of weeks ago.
Well, I ran into her dad at Hy-Vee.
That's where I tend to run into him.
And he indicated basically that Fennelly had told her that he was going into the portal and that she probably wouldn't be playing very much. So,
that's a business.
That's a
Villanova seems like a pretty nice place to land.
Yeah,
it's a great school, great campus.
Yeah,
it's a great campus.
Yeah, they're very happy about it. You know, and Joneses have one more daughter who's in 7th grade.
Yeah, I see her a lot with her dad at Hy-Vee.
And she's good, isn't
I'm
she?
told she's a phenom.
Oh yeah, she's very good.
Yeah.
In fact, I visited with her briefly. I said, well, "Where do you want to go to school?" You know, I just thought. Of course, it immediately came out of her mouth, UConn, and I said, "No, don't do that." I said, "Let's think about that one a little bit. Your folks can't go out there to every game, you know." So, and she's a nice young lady. All of those girls are very nice young.
They are. They totally are.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, gentlemen, you've had another good show. Captain, keep those guys around for a while, or keep Pat around for a while. Of course.
Well, what about me?
Well, you're one of the owners, aren't you? Thomas Michael Suter.
So.
No.
So.
Oh, is Captain the sole owner?
Well, it's a gray area.
It depends on.
I will clarify. I own half the land.
Yeah. I know Captain's kind of tight, but.
Okay.
No.
No, I do appreciate you having the station, guys. I really do. 'Cause
okay.
I'm old school, and I like radio myself. So
me too.
I'm kind of a dinosaur in the world anymore.
I'm sick of it.
What are you sick of, Captain?
You don't have enough time in the day.
Well, do you want me to put you on the couch and give you therapy or something? Gentlemen, great, always great. Thank you.
All right, Johnny B.
I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, John.
Anything else, Mr. Hardy?
Should we do one more softball update before we go off the air? Let's see if there's any change.
I want Iowa to be ahead.
Yeah, Penn State adds one a minute ago, 3-0. This ain't going well.
No.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Okay, well, thanks to Kylie Feuerbach for joining us today. Great interview. And coming up next is Molly Catherine Suter.
You never have to miss a minute of your favorite guys. Michael.